Right, so this is key chord scale. So this is something I teach all my piano students and all my guitar students. It's just a simple introduction to music theory and how a key works. Sometimes we do a lot of stuff on the board. If you haven't done the board stuff, I've got some pre-filmed classes for that. I might have a different haircut at the time, so I'm reluctant to share it with you. I might film it again. But if not, this is how it goes for a guitar. It's quite simple. If you're ready for this, you'll already know G, D, E minor, and C in whatever form. I don't mind if it's full C, fancy C, C sus, D or D sus, E minor suspended, E minor 7, whatever it is we've been doing. And G can be a straight G with sticky fingers like we do most of the time with beginner students, or the country music G. They're all fine. So what we need to go with that is a G major key chord scale has the following chords: G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E minor, F sharp diminished, and back to G. Cool. So the three that you probably won't have if you haven't been through this to this point would be the A minor, the B minor, and F sharp diminished. So just three to learn, and you'll be able to play this whole thing, and we'll start to understand what it's all about. So let's start with the scary sounding one, diminished. You might never use this. You might not play the sorts of music that use it. But it's a movable chord shape, so this is the only time you'll ever have to learn it. You'll then be able to transfer it into any other key you want. It's not the most usable chord for contemporary music like pop, like you're playing, or country, or blues, or funk, or any of those things. It's a very simple shape. It's the same shape as a D7, but you don't use all the strings you do for a D7, which you'll use in lots of things. So, first off, finger 1 on the C note. So that's the first fret of the B string with finger 1. Finger 2 is the second fret of the G string. And finger 3 is the second fret of the high E string at the bottom. And you just play those 3 notes you're fretting. Don't play any of these open strings. That's an F sharp diminished. Okay, pause, rewind, go over that as many times as you need. There's a couple of other angles because I've got sausage fingers. Cool. For the more advanced students that are learning alt chords and things lately, that's an alt chord. That's actually, if you add the D, open D string, that's D7. You can play it as D7 with an F sharp bass. It's also still F sharp diminished if you don't play that D. So it's a pretty crazy chord. Cool. So moving on to the next 2 chords. They are based on the same shape, and it's kind of an introduction to bar chords, really. It's the open version of bar chords, so don't panic about it. I've come up with a really easy way to play this B minor. B minor and F major are 2 of the chords that are known to give musicians a hard time. So we start with A minor with finger 1 is confiscated, is what we call it. So it's not used in bar chord shapes. If you're going on to the bar chord things, you'll see why soon. But you need it free, despite what Google or other people might tell you. Short-term gain isn't necessarily long-term gain. This is the path of least resistance. You learn little bit extra work now and you'll get a better foundation. So, and then finger 2 is on that C note we talked about, the first fret of the B string, and then sticky fingers. They'll keep coming back. They're one of the most important things you'll have learned. So they're in the 2nd fret, so finger 3 is on the G string in the 2nd fret, finger 4 is on the G string of the 2nd fret. And you play from the A string down. Okay, another angle for... Good. And B minor. Keep your fingers in this position. Just let them off slightly. Slide them up 2 frets. Okay, rewind that if you need to. Add finger 1. This is your first bar chord idea, but it's an open bar, and it's on fret 2 of the high E string. And you're only playing the 4 bottom strings. So that's B minor, an open chord shape. It's the same as the bar chord, but it's the easy version. So it sounds pretty much the same, except you've got this nice low hum underneath it, where that's quite high. Okay, cool. So our idea for this is these are every basic chord available in the key. What that means is you can play any song you could want in that key. Okay, all the basic songs that we listen to, later on we'll talk about borrowed chords and things like that, but majority of songs are written with this tonality. Okay, this is the most common thing you'll ever use. Some people never learn anything past this and they have very good careers. I had a career being paid before I understood this in its entirety. So it'll take you a long way. So what we want to do with it is we want to play it like a song. So 4 beats per chord, G, A minor, and then B minor, and then C, whichever form of C you're doing, D, E minor, F sharp diminished, and G. Cool. So this might take a wee while. You might walk through the chords a lot before you start strumming it like a song, and just get the G and then quietly move on to the A minor. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. It'll get you there. Just keep persevering. Once you can play a song, you can play pretty much any song like with all that information. So if you're in pop or country music, you'll mostly be able to do almost anything with that. Cool.